Hello everybody, this is Adrian for WapCar.my and all about the details. This is the new 2025 Proton X70 facelift, and in a previous video, I've actually given you guys an in-depth walk around. Now in today's video, I'm going to give you guys all the details on how this new SUV feels on public roads. This right here is the range-topping 1.5 TGDI flagship X variant, as you can tell from the larger wheels, the panoramic sunroof, but I've covered all the details on all the specifications, the features available in the X70 facelift in the previous video, so make sure you guys check that one out. Overall impressions, I still think that the front end of this new X70 looks the part. It looks so exquisite, so expensive, and once you cover up this logo, you put it a 3-pointed star, it actually doesn't feel out of place. After spending a few days in the cabin of the X70, I feel that a few upgrades in here really hits the part. So for example, the ambient lighting on the passenger side dashboard right here, I think it looks quite neat at night. Once you switch to the different colors, it just adds a little bit of ambience in here. I particularly like the stone grey leather upholstery, which just gives it a more classy touch compared to the brown in the previous one. It might not be to everyone's taste. This large widescreen display right here, okay, in the previous video, some of them say that, oh, it looks a bit out of place, it doesn't look flush, it doesn't fit in nicely. But after spending a few days, it actually doesn't look out of place at all. The user interface is actually very intuitive, it's simple, it's responsive, and the upgraded 360-degree camera really helps to, pinpoint all four corners on this sort of large SUV. And I think this new upgrade really elevates the day-to-day usability convenience in the new X70. Now, other upgrades that I particularly like is the 3-point gear lever, which, I know some of you might think that it's a little bit extra, but it's actually a safety reason. You actually know immediately you have to pull down twice to go into D, you push up twice to go into R. There's no situations where you will miss shift in this kind of electronic gear shifters, shift by wires, which can happen quite often, actually more often than you thought. Other changes in here which I really appreciate is the USB Type-C charging ports, front and rear, which helps with your charging your devices way quicker. Now, in this X70, I think by the time this video released, most owners, first batch of owners, were able to get an OTA update for Apple CarPlay. Look at that, okay? The operations is very slick, it's very simple, and you're able to simultaneously use Hey Siri or Hi Proton voice command systems as and when, even though you're connected to Apple CarPlay. And I really appreciate Proton's took the time to actually get the licensings, get it done right, the integration, because you can see that the Apple CarPlay menu is over on the right side, nearer to the driver's side. So that means that this Apple CarPlay software is meant for a right-hand drive vehicle. Now, not only that, even though you don't have physical buttons to go around, this head unit is actually very clever. There's a lot of voice command systems that you can use. For example, let's say you want to go to the home page, you don't have to swipe all the way and look for the Proton icon. Yeah, all you have to do is just say homepage and it goes back to the homepage right here. Amazing, right? Another feature that I've been using quite often in my days with the X70 facelift is the Proton Link app, which I'm able to control the main functions of the car remotely. For example, engine start-stop, lock and unlock, and even the climate control. So my use case is, for example, after work, my car is parked in the basement, I'll just use the Proton Link app, send a command to start the engine, cool down the cabin, warm up the engine, and it says I enter the lift, enter the car park, get into the car, I'm ready to set off immediately. In the 2025 X70, unfortunately, Proton has quietly removed the 9-speaker Kenwood sound system in the flagship variant, so you don't get that 9-speaker setup anymore. It's 6 speakers standard across the range, but even so, the sound profile in here is actually still quite decent. I'm actually quite pleased in my days with the X70, except it does lack a little bit of bass, which I definitely felt in the previous X70s with the Kenwood sound system that has a subwoofer. So this one, yeah, you win some, you lose some. As we're driving out on public roads, the first thing that captured my attention in the updated X70 is the suspension setting. So the suspension I learned from Proton's engineers and the product heads is that they have actually reworked the suspension to offer a stiffer ride, giving the car better body control around the bends, and you clearly feel it. As you're going around these kind of twisties, the car's body roll is very much less apparent, yet it does not compromise one bit in terms of comfort. Even as you're going over these kind of sharp bumps, the suspension still absorbs the undulations, cushions you as you're coming down, and it's not one bit crashy. So what they have done is that they have made the car handle better, yet as comfortable as before. Not only as a driver you will feel it, as a passenger, especially over to the rear, you will actually feel that the car does not lean and move about as much compared to the previous X70s. Now this, I think Proton has done a fantastic job. So even if you are being shuffled behind, you're sitting behind for families, or you yourself wants to be behind, you will definitely feel the car to be less roly-poly. The 1.5 TGDI engine, it's the same one as before. It's available in previous X70, but what Proton has done to the transmission is to make the shifts more seamless and create a much quieter ride, more refined transmission. It's available in this updated X70. And you clearly feel it, even though you're crawling in this kind of incline. The transmission, the engine noise is very much more suppressed compared to previous models. And what it means is that you're just offered a more refined ride, and you're just gently, you barely hear the engine and transmission whine. The incremental improvements that Proton has introduced here and there, left, right, center in the updated X70, the result is more than sum of its parts. You're getting a more composed, more refined, quieter, better technology, overall a much better car to be in at the same price. I think this is a feat by Proton I truly respect. Another important improvement in the Proton X70 is the enhanced Level 2 ADAS, now able to follow the car in front and stay in lane from speeds between 0 to 150 km per hour. Dramatically reduces fatigue in traffic jams and long distance drives. Most importantly, they've finally gotten on par with competitors in the segment. So there you have it guys, the updated Proton X70 2025 model is by and large a very impressive product, and you definitely have to give it a shot. Try it out for yourself at a showroom and go out for an extended test drive, talk to the SA, go for an extended test drive and really feel the improvements in your daily driving, as daily commute, as you're driving in low speeds like this, not just at highways but even at low speeds, you're able to truly feel the improvements that they have introduced and brought to the table. I think this is a fantastic product. But let me know in the comment section below, whether do you think that at this price point, at this level of features, whether the X70 2025 model is the perfect car for you. As always, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this.
I've been wishing on the stars above. If I go back in time for